Good morning, everyone. My presentation is on interweaving structural and functional findings in MACTEL type 2. So no financial disclosure. The objective of the study was, it was a multimodal imaging of eyes with macular telangiectasia type 2A and its correlation with staging systems by each modality. And it was also to analyze the effect of various grades of multimodal imaging on visual function using multifocal ERG. So what is MACTEL type 2? It is a neurodegenerative disorder, mainly bilateral, that primarily affects Mueller cells. The staging system have been defined clinically on OCT, FFA, autofluorescence, and on ICG. Recently, we have OCTA also. So on OCTA, we have known the origin from where actually it comes. So it is mainly in the deeper superior capillary plexus. So methods, it was a cross-sectional study which was conducted from May 2017 to May 2019. Patients were diagnosed using clinical findings, OCT, FFA, FAF, and OCTA. Patients who were excluded were proliferative type of MACTEL, any coexisting diabetic retinopathy, other causes of CNVM, related to AMD or myopic, patients with glaucoma and other optic nerve diseases. So how we did the clinical classification, it was based on Gaius et al. That was stage 1 was foveal and the parafoveal graying, that is loss of transparency, and the stage 2 was the telangiectatic vessels, stage 3 was right angle dipping, stage 4 was intraretinal pigment, and stage 5 was neovascularization. OCT grading was done on the basis of Salo et al. Literature. That was grade 1 was break in ISOS junction confined temporal to the fovea. Grade 2, it has involved the foveal center. Grade 3, the break has involved the nasal and part also, and grade 4, any neovascularization along with the above mentioned features. So FAF grading, it was done Wong et al. Grade 1 is loss of the normal reduced autofluorescence of the fovea. Grade 2, there is mild increase in autofluorescence, especially in the parafoveal region, and grade 3, both hypo and hyper autofluorescence were seen. So FFA, based on Toto et al., that grade 1 was temporal changes, temporal leakage, then grade 2 temporal and nasal, grade 3 full involvement, and grade 4 any of the above with neovascularization. So OCTA grading was done according to Toto et al. Literature. That was grade 1 vascular anomalies in deep or the superficial plexus temporal to the fovea. In grade 2, both temporal and the nasal. Grade 3 will be the circumferential, and grade 4 will be the neovascularization. So we did the multifocal ERG in 61 hexagonal elements, and we and rings were divided, concentric rings. That was R1 to R5. R1 was less than 2 degree, R2 was 2 to 5 degree, R3 was 5 to 10 degree, R4 was 10 to 15 degree, and R5 was more than 15 degrees. So average amplitude of P1 waves were noted in all the rings, and it was compared with Ageman normative controls which we have taken. So we found that we calculated the amplitude of P1, N1, P1, N1 ratio in all the rings, and we found that it was significant in all the 4 rings except for the outer ring, that is R5. So we have made one arbitrarily classification, mainly for the correlation purpose with other multimodal imaging. So we have divided this nano voltage per degree square of P1 amplitude into stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. And these range is mainly divided into 4 quartile ranges, and the interquartile range was same in between them. So what we found that there were 29 eyes of 16 patients of MACTEL type 2 which were included, and 25 eyes of 19 normal patients. Mean age of the patients were 57.4 years. 13 patients, both the eyes were included, and in 3 patients, only 1 eye was included because other eye has proliferative MACTEL. Mean BCVA was 0.38 plus minus 0.26. What we found in clinical finding that graying of temporal retina was seen in 100% of the patient. On clinical stage in stage 4, that is intraretinal pigment, it was more common. We also measured the EZ disruption length, horizontal length, and ELM disruption length along with CMT, and we have compared it with multifocal ERG findings. On SD-OCT and on FAF, we found that stage 3 is most common. On FFA and OCTA also, we found that stage 3 is most common. This is a representative case in which we can see that temporal part, there is ISOS break. So on OCT grading, it was grade 1. And FAF, there's hyper autofluorescence, so it is stage 2 FAF. And we can see in Octa also there are changes in temporal part of the deeper retinal plexus. On MFERG, mainly the R1 and R2 rings, those were affected in P1 amplitude. And temporal asymmetry was much more. That means the temporal parafoveal segment was more affected than the nasal one. What we found that SD-OCT, it has correlated well with all the multimodal imaging except for Octa. It has correlated positively, but not significantly. So similar finding with the FAF, it has correlated well with all the other multimodal imaging, not with Octa. FFA, it has correlated significantly with all the multimodal imaging, including Octa. And OCTA, it has positively correlated with all the other modality, but significantly with FFA and with multifocal ERG. Multifocal ERG, it has correlated significantly with all the other imaging modalities. So, Pada et al., they have found the multifocal ERG, it preserve N1, that means the photoreceptor is not involved, and reduced P1 amplitude, that means the bipolar cells and Mueller cells, they are involved. So it is an inner retinal dysfunction, and they found more in temporal more than nasal, and they did not found any changes in outer rings, that is R5. But Narayanan et al., they found reduction, overall reduction from R1 to R5. In our study, we found reduction only till R4, not in R5. Toto et al. Yes, ma'am. So Toto et al. Had correlation with all the other, Octa had correlated with all the other imaging modalities. So to the best of our knowledge, this is the first study with structural and functional correlation. And Octa can be a non-invasive tool for the same. And high correlation of R1, P1 amplitude with existing multimodal imaging can give us more information about foveal function. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Could you stop screen sharing? Yeah.
Yes.
So any questions, Dr. Munna, would you like to ask?
Yes, that's a nice study. Now, supposing you had a patient in your clinic with, say, MACTEL and 6/9 or 6/12 vision, which of these investigations would you choose to do? And why did you look at the implicit times? You only looked at the amplitudes.
Ma'am, with 6/9 and N6 vision, the first thing I'll do will be OCT. Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
I think you're muted, Dr. Munna.
Yeah, because you have mentioned all these investigations put together. So which would you choose as your first line in a patient with good vision?
First thing, ma'am, if clinically I am suspecting MACTEL, then I'll first go with OCT.
Okay. And why didn't you study the implicit times? One would have expected in early stages there should be some change in implicit time. Did you find it?
No, ma'am, we have not studied the implicit time. We have not taken.
Anyone else has any questions?
What additional information does multifocal ERG provide when you can actually look at the things in the OCT?
So can you repeat the question?
The question was, what additional information does it provide?
Yes.
So that we can plan or counsel the patient?
Sir, we can find the early changes in multifocal ERG.
So does it happen before what we pick up on the OCT or before she is symptomatic?
Sir, it could be. On multifocal ERG, the findings will be much earlier.
Just curious to know how will the microperimetry do in these cases?
So microperimetry it sees the retinal sensitivity, but it takes into account the visual pathway thing also. So it is not just the in MFERG, it is mainly the local response which we are seeing, and very localized to that center part of the fovea. So it will be more useful and it will be more informative, because in this we can see the central, then the temporal, and all the paracentral things also we are seeing. So it will be more sensitive than the microperimetry.
Yes, I think it's a very good structure function correlate that multifocal ERG gives you, which is done accurately enough. And congratulations for trying to bring out this effect. A good
Thank
job.
you.
So